Hey there, episode 4, Mode 7 Legends. Where does the time go? We're really diving into the latter years of the SNES lifespan. And this episode is really full of interesting stuff that I discovered entirely during my research for this series. We're way beyond anything I'm familiar with now. First game in this episode, Accele Brid? Accele Brid. I don't know what that means. A shooting game from November 1993 where you move along a tunnel above a city and you can turn into a plane, or you can stay as a man, a little man, and you shoot lots of things. And there's a few sort of options at the start in terms of weapons, and you can even choose, it seems like, a posture? I can't quite tell what's going on. Obviously I've never heard of it before, so no nostalgia for me. And I have to say, I didn't think it looked very nice either. I thought it was pretty ugly. And I have to say, I didn't like it. So really achieving legendary status here. Look, someone might really like this game, and I'm just giving my opinion. I didn't think it looked good, and I don't think it played well. I picked it out because I felt like there was nothing else quite like it that I'd seen, except maybe Hyperzone. But even Hyperzone I'd say was better, which I know is not what anyone wants to hear about their game. So that's Accele Brid. Shall we move on? Next on the list is another game that I was very happy to discover from December 93, Ace Nerae, or Aim for the Ace. It's a tennis game. I hadn't heard of the series Aim for the Ace. I'm not really au fait with some of these things. I would say that I was very pleasantly surprised from the footage I'd seen of this Mode 7 tennis game. I thought that looks like it could only be a blast to play. So I loaded it up and I tried playing it, as you can see from the footage on screen. And it is very nice to play. It moves beautifully, but as is clearly evident, I could not win a single point. It took a fair while to even hit the ball. And I don't think I'm that bad. I just found it a real dog of a game to try and play. I'm sure practice makes perfect, and I probably needed to get my translator out to read some of the menus, because I just was pressing anything to get to a game of tennis. But you could see there's something in it, and it looks fantastic. For SNES, I can't believe how good looking it is. And I know a lot about ridiculously good looking things. So, yeah, I mean, obviously I've never heard of it. There's no nostalgia. I would definitely show this off a bit like the NCAA basketball and say, look at this. This is impressive stuff, right? In answer to my little bullet point that I've put here, does it play as well as it looks? Well, it looks fantastic, but I really struggled with the gameplay. I couldn't get almost anything to really happen with it. I mean, I got to a point where I'm actually hitting the ball, which is some sort of progress, but really, it's not great. The next game was really interesting. This is from 3 days later, Christmas Day 1993. Zoku, The Legend of Bishin. I had never heard of this. And so immediately, nostalgia? No, there's no nostalgia. This game is a mixture of, for me, and don't punch me, a mixture of F-Zero and Streets of Rage. And it's just a nice idea. There's some driving scenes where you're in a proper Mode 7 landscape trying to move across the map. Not massively interesting though, it's against the clock, but there's nothing else on the road. And then after that initial section, you drive again. This is my experience of the game. And there were some other vehicles. And that was like, yeah, okay, this is much more like it. And then something happened. I don't know if it was scripted or it's something that happened because I screwed up. But I was crashed into. And then it cut into a sort of, like I say, a Streets of Rage style beat 'em up. Quite a simplistic beat 'em up, but it was a really interesting idea. I won't deny it. I don't think it was the best looking game. I mean, we're talking nearly 1994 here, and it doesn't look like gorgeous or anything. But I have to say, I did find it quite a nice game to play. Again, translation would have helped, but it was quite accessible, really. I would say it's something worth tracking down for a look, as a curiosity. It plays nicely, but it's, in my opinion, it seemed like quite simplistic in terms of gameplay. It's a proper sort of 3-star experience. That's probably sacrilege. The final game of this episode, Skyblazer, January 1994. I had never heard of this, and I think that might be quite a cringe thing I've just said, but I didn't know it. Because Skyblazer is epic. It is the most gorgeous looking platform game. It's intense, it's really, like, it's not like, we're not talking Mario here, this is a grown-up platform game. It's very, very cool, absolutely must be checked out at all costs. I don't know how I missed it, except I'm going to say January 94, I'm well into my PC era by then, I guess. Because Skyblazer clearly rules. I had a great time checking this out for this video. The platforming is great, the jumping, good jumping. We like good jumping. Nice mixture of attacks, and then it goes to this sort of Mode 7 gem collecting stage that is just jaw-droppingly beautiful. And not even just that, there's also boss fights in Mode 7, and they look fantastic. I mean, this thing looks like almost PlayStation quality. It's just a gorgeous game. Would I leave this running on a demo screen? Oh my god, yes, I'd leave it running all day. There's not an ugly pixel in this game. It plays great and it looks sensational. This is an undiscovered gem for me. Just me. Other people might be like, yeah, Skyblazer, I know. For me, it was an amazing discovery, and what a game. So that's it. That's a really fun episode. There's some really surprising titles that I had no knowledge of. But I'm so glad I did. Without doubt, well, 3 of them look great. One of them, at least, is a bona fide masterpiece. And overall, I saw some really imaginative ideas. You gotta hand it to them. With this, yeah, you do, especially Skyblazer. Check it out. My gosh. Thank you so much for watching. Skyblazer.